Alright everyone, welcome to the first video on the channel. Today we've got an important discussion on our hands. Video game movies. And I've got the finest experts in the galaxy to help us rank them.
Affirmative. I'm ready to contribute my analysis to this endeavor.
Yeah, let's get this party started. I brought my peanut buster to celebrate if things go well.
Alright, let's talk about the first Angry Birds movie. What are your thoughts, guys?
The plot was mediocre, but I appreciated the tactical deployment of those birds against the pigs.
Oh man, those birds are like my boulder. They had some serious firepower. And Red, he's a real man's man, you know, just like me.
Oh yeah, just like you. But what do you think of the movie overall?
I'd say it's a solid C. Enjoyable, but not extraordinary.
Are you kidding me, Chief? I'd give it an A. Those birds had guts and the action was great.
All right, Chris, A it is then. What about you, Shepard?
I'm leaning towards a B. It had its moments, but it wasn't quite on par with some of the movies here.
Shepard, you're killing me here. But fine, looks like it's going in B.
Alright, the first Sonic movie. I have to admit, it surprised me. Sonic looked pretty good.
I concur. The visual effects were impressive. But how about the storyline?
You know, it wasn't half bad. I mean, they got Sonic right, and that's what matters.
True. Him and Jim Carrey as Robotnik were definitely the highlights. Thoughts on where this goes?
I say B. Enjoyable and entertaining, but not what I'd call top tier.
It's an A all the way. I mean, it's the best Sonic media we've gotten in years, for crying out loud.
I'm with Chief on this one. A solid B for the Sonic movie.
So what, you're just gonna agree with everything Chief says? That's rich.
And what's that supposed to mean? I'm pretty sure my word carries more weight than yours, Redfield.
Oh yeah. You wanna come and say that to me in my boulder?
Will you guys cut the shit? We haven't even gotten through half of the list, so keep your egos in check and focus, alright?
Whatever.
All right, the Super Mario Brothers movie, huh? I have to admit I wasn't sure what to expect after the live-action disaster from '93.
Yeah, but this time they nailed it. It was like watching a game come to life.
I agree, it had its charm. But how did you guys feel about the voice cast?
I found it decent, nothing extraordinary. Pratt as Mario was acceptable, I suppose.
Come on, Chief. Pratt did fine. But I gotta say, Jack Black as Bowser was a knockout. But what about the action scenes? Don't tell me you weren't pumped up during the Rainbow Road ambush.
I admit that part was well executed. And the references to the games were a nice touch.
The fan service was strong in this one, that's for sure. But I feel like it deserves A.
Agreed. I was pleasantly surprised by this movie, especially since Illumination was given the reins with it.
Now you guys are talking my language! It delivered what I wanted. Mario, Luigi, and the gang in an epic adventure on the big screen.
Well, technically speaking, the '93.
We'll burn that bridge when we cross it. I already see it on the list. I'd rather not talk about it right now.
Fair enough. Time to talk about the second Angry Birds movie. I only just recently watched it for the video. Did you guys catch it?
Affirmative. I watched it during some downtime on the Infinity.
Hell yeah! Those birds and pigs were at it again. And this time they had to team up against a common enemy. I thought that was a pretty cool direction to go.
True, the whole frenemies dynamic was quite entertaining. And that new villain, Zeta, she was something else.
I have to admit, Zeta brought a fresh challenge to the birds and pigs. Outside of that, though, the humor was all right, I suppose. But I felt the plot was a bit predictable. It's not that much of an improvement over the first.
What are you talking about, Chief? The plot was awesome. The birds and pigs had to put their differences aside and work together.
Well, Chief, I actually thought it was a little bit better than the first, but not by much. How does putting them next to each other sound?
Fair enough.
They both deserve to go higher, but that looks like a fight I won't win. Oh boy, Sonic 2! Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, the gang's all here!
Simmer down, fanboy. Although I can't say your enthusiasm is misplaced. This one was an improvement over the first movie. More action, more characters, and Knuckles joining the fray. He was always my favorite.
Same, Chief. Knuckles was a great addition, and Idris Elba nailed the role.
Everyone brought in their A-game, but we can't just ignore the action scenes. The chase scenes were exhilarating, and Sonic transforming into Super Sonic, it was like every Sonic fan's dreams came true.
I don't enjoy being a negative Nancy here. But before we keep singing this movie's praises and placing it anywhere, the screenplay and pacing, it felt a bit all over the place at times. I think it prevents it from being as high as you guys want it.
Ah, Chief. Always the voice of reason. But I think I'm with Chris on this one for once. It was an enjoyable ride, flaws and all. And that's really what matters when it comes to Sonic. It definitely exceeded my expectations given what I'm used to.
See, Chief, you just need to let go and embrace the speed. This movie was a blast.
Do you ever think before you speak, Redfield? But perhaps I'll be more lenient here. Anywhere higher than C will be satisfactory for me.
S for Sonic.
Already there, Chris. Alright guys, let's talk about the Ratchet and Clank movie.
Such a waste. I had high hopes for it given how much I loved the series.
Did they have to mess it up so bad? It was like they took everything that was awesome about the games and threw it out the window.
I'm glad we agree on something for once. The humor fell flat, and the storyline felt rushed and uninteresting.
So, where do we rank this train wreck? It's got D written all over it for me.
Agreed. It just didn't capture the essence of the games.
Hold on a second, guys. While I agree it wasn't great, I think it's more of a C.
Shepard, really? You're giving it a C?
Hear me out. Yes, it was disappointing and didn't live up to its potential. But there were a few moments that weren't all that bad. Not to mention the movie is visually stunning, and you can tell there were people at Rainmaker Entertainment who cared about the presentation.
You're more forgiving than I expected, Shepard.
Well, compared to some of the other bad movies we've seen, it's not at the bottom of the barrel. And let's be honest, it's not like there was nothing salvageable.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Shepard might have a point. It was bad, but maybe not worst of the worst bad.
See? Miracles do happen.
Detective Pikachu, I've been waiting for this one.
I have to admit this was a pleasant surprise. As a fan of the franchise, I was cautiously optimistic. It's strange how Ryan Reynolds voicing Pikachu was a genius move.
He definitely added some much-needed personality to the film already dripping with it.
And all of the Pokémon came to life in ways I never imagined. The CGI was top-notch.
The attention to detail was impressive for sure. It felt like a true Pokémon world.
All right, so we're all fans of the franchise, and we're all praising the movie. I think it's safe to say it's an S.
Finally, an easy decision. Detective Pikachu definitely deserves that top spot.
Agreed, S it is.
Oh man, guys, the Hitman movie, it's so fucking awesome.
Are you serious, Chris? That movie was a mess. The plot made no sense and the dialogue was cringeworthy.
Well, I'm not watching it for the plot and dialogue, that's for sure. The excessive violence and action? Sign me up.
Of course, you'd focus on that. All you focus on is fighting, eating, and being a pain in my ass.
Hey, sometimes a movie is just mindless fun, you know?
Mindless fun doesn't excuse a poorly executed movie. And excessive violence isn't a substitute for a coherent storyline.
Oh, listen to the movie critic here. I want you to come say that to me and my Boulder, asshole.
All right, enough. We're not going to accomplish anything by arguing like this. Let's find some common ground here.
Fine, whatever.
While the movie was a disappointment in terms of plot and dialogue, it did have some entertaining action sequences. So, how about we place it in the D tier? It's not the worst we've seen, but it's definitely far from great.
I can live with that.
It's where I wanted to place it anyways, so by all means.
And maybe after this, maybe Cortana should be the one talking to my Boulder instead. AI will be integrated into the Redfield bloodline. How's that sound, Chief?
I'd dignify that with a response if it actually made sense. All right, here we go. Final Fantasy Spirits Within. A visual marvel, but let's be honest. The plot left much to be desired.
Yeah, the movie tried to blend realism with fantasy, but it felt disjointed at times.
Hey, I wouldn't mind a little more of Aki Ross, if you know what I mean.
Oh, here we go again with your Aki Ross obsession.
Well, I gotta continue the Redfield bloodline, right? She's a worthy candidate.
Yeah, because that's what's important in this discussion.
You two are only on your high horses because you two have fine blue bitches while I don't. It's not fair.
That's confidential.
And you keep Liara's name out of your goddamn mouth, Chris. I don't want you anywhere near her.
She's yours, Will Smith.
Moving on, the movie had its merits, but it struggled to capture the essence of the Final Fantasy games and didn't do it justice.
I don't know. I personally found it enjoyable, and it was pretty damn cool seeing them fight those alien phantoms. It wasn't the worst thing I've watched.
And the CGI was definitely revolutionary at the time. But Chief's right about the plot holes and the disjointed narrative. It looks like we're all in agreement that it's not A or B at least.
Well, I think Aki Ross alone makes it B.
Not a chance, Simpfield. Put it in C where it belongs.
On it.
Fuck you guys!
Mortal Kombat
F.
Yeah, good riddance.
All right, the 2021 movie is up. I've got to say, I enjoyed the action sequences, but there were some definite issues.
When don't you have issues with something? I loved every second of it. Finally, a Mortal Kombat movie that gets it right.
Because we have someone like you here who would give a movie a 10 out of 10 just for the action, and I'm here to prevent that.
Look, I don't need Shakespeare in my Mortal Kombat. I need blood, guts, and epic fights.
Well, I guess it delivered on that, but my biggest issue was Cole Young, and him being the main character instead of Liu Kang. That was a bit of a letdown for me.
I get the idea of introducing a fresh perspective, but it could have been executed better. Plus, they could have given that role to Johnny instead of saving him for the sequel.
Oh, come on. He's just a vessel for us to dive into the Mortal Kombat world. You gonna look me in the eye and say the Scorpion versus Sub-Zero fight wasn't awesome?
I won't deny that the Sub-Zero and Scorpion feud was a highlight.
That was a nostalgic treat for sure. And Kano's comedic relief added some flavor.
See? Even you guys enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it, but that doesn't mean I'm blind to its flaws.
So, where do we place it on our tier list? I'm leaning towards B or C.
B, definitely. Best Mortal Kombat movie yet.
B is fine, I'll admit it's the best of the Mortal Kombat movies, but I still think it had its share of issues.
B it is then. Alright, Warcraft. I've got to say I was really disappointed with this one.
Yeah, it had a lot of potential, but it just didn't live up to it.
Don't get me started. I was actually bored during parts of it, and that's saying something.
Bored? Chris, I'm surprised. I thought the action sequences would at least keep you engaged.
Nah, man. Action is great, but the story and characters just didn't click for me.
Right on, Chris. The world building felt rushed, and I didn't really connect with the characters.
And the CGI orcs? They just felt off to me, like they didn't quite fit.
I'm getting D vibes from it.
No question.
Yep.
And that didn't take too long.
Uncharted. Can someone explain to me why they cast Tom Holland as Nathan Drake?
Beats me. It's like they didn't even look over the source material.
Well, maybe they were going for a younger version of Drake.
Look, I get it. I'm not thrilled about it either. But let's focus on the bigger picture. The movie itself, folks.
Nathan Drake? When did he join the server?
Shepard invited me not that long ago. I figured I'd drop in and let you all know my thoughts on this mess.
Well, we're honored to have the real Nathan Drake with us.
All right, let's get to it. I watched the movie, and I'm not too happy about it. It feels like a generic action flick with my name slapped on it.
Couldn't have said it better. The action was all right, but it lacked the charm of the games and what made them stand out.
Hey, let's give it some credit. The action pieces were well done, at least.
Well, Chris, I appreciate the support, but even the action couldn't save it from mediocrity.
So where do we place this one? I say C. I'd definitely watch it over Hitman and especially Warcraft. Its only problem was that it was too generic.
I'd say C as well.
Likewise.
No offense, Nathan.
Huh, none taken. I think I'll stick around till the end.
Now Shepard and Chief will stop ganging up on me.
What, you need Nathan to hold your hand? Pitiful.
Up yours!
Are they always like this?
You get used to it.
All right, Doom and Doom Annihilation. Can we just skip all the talking and make them go straight to F?
You said it. I've seen better plot development in a training exercise.
You guys sound like you've been through some rough stuff.
Trust me, Nathan. These movies are a special kind of disaster.
I'm almost scared to ask, but how bad are we talking?
It's like they took everything that makes the games intense and atmospheric and just flushed it.
I'd rather face the flood than sit through these movies again.
Ouch, that bad, huh?
Okay, let's just get this over with. F for both Doom and Doom Annihilation.
You know, Doomslayer probably has the worst luck when it comes to movies.
Yeah, even he couldn't save these abominations.
Hitman Agent 47. Another attempt at a Hitman movie, and I'm not holding out much hope.
Let's be honest. It's not like the bar was set very high to begin with.
This is reminding me that video game movies only peaked after Sonic and Detective Pikachu.
Trust me, guys, I know the feeling.
So are we in agreement that this is just as bad as the first one?
Unfortunately, yes, it's a mess. Gasp! Rampage! Now this is my kind of movie. Pure, unadulterated, action.
Action, sure, but that's about all it has going for it. The plot and logic are like Swiss cheese.
Chief, who needs logic when you have giant mutated animals wreaking havoc?
Logic is what keeps us alive, Chris, not mindlessly cheering for destruction.
Let me get the popcorn.
Look, I get it, Chief. You've got your little AI girlfriend to keep you company, but some of us appreciate a little chaos.
Chaos is not a substitute for a coherent storyline, which is what we've been ranking these movies on the entire time.
Well, guys, you both have a point. Rampage may not be the pinnacle of storytelling, but it's a guilty pleasure for some.
Damn right, Nathan. Giant monsters tearing things up? What's not to love?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a plot that doesn't make you want to gouge your eyes out.
All right, let's wrap this up. Rampage goes in C.
Fine.
See it is.
At least we can all agree on something.
Hold on a second. Where are the other Resident Evil movies on this list?
Well, I kind of just grabbed a random list online.
Wise decision not to include them.
Hold on a damn second, Chief. You can't just trash talk my franchise like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I touch a nerve? Those movies barely resemble the games.
All right, let's take a deep breath here. No need for World War III.
No need. Chief's acting like a damn dictator over here.
And you're acting like an idiot who can't see past his blind enthusiasm for mindless violence.
You take that back, you green-armored AI coddle.
Hot-headed maniac who can't think past his sister's love life.
Seriously, both of you, stop it.
You really want to go there? Because I've seen your show, and it's not exactly a masterpiece. Or were you too busy fucking makey to think clearly?
That's enough out of you.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Right, so Resident Evil the final chapter, anyone?
You know, this movie is so bad that it's almost good. The levels of absurdity are off the charts.
Agreed. I think that makes it deserving of D.
Whatever.
Well, I guess I'll start by saying that it's a step in the right direction, you know? Going back to the roots of the games.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's a reboot that tried to capture the essence of the original games. But it's far from perfect.
More like miles from perfect. I mean, come on, Kaya Scodelario as Claire. And no Mila Jovovich to save the day. What's next? Chris Hemsworth as Leon.
Let's not give them any ideas.
The film had its moments, though. It's gritty, and it does pay homage to the source material. But it also falls flat in places, with the script feeling a bit rushed and the casting not quite hitting the mark. It's a bit of a mixed bag. But given the mess of the previous movies, I think it deserves some credit for at least attempting a proper reboot.
Fine, let's get this over with. I'd say it's somewhere between C and D.
I'm leaning more towards C. It's not great, but it's not terrible either.
C feels right. Monster Hunt.
F.
Man, if I had nickel for...
Don't even finish that reference, Shepard.
Ah, what the hell, Chief? You knocked me out? And what's with these rankings? Are you kidding me?
You were getting on my nerves, and the rankings are what they are. Deal with it.
All right, let's focus on the task at hand, shall we? Assassin's Creed, guys. We all know it's based on a popular game series, and I had high hopes, but...
Yeah, another one of those cases where a great game just doesn't translate well to the big screen. I mean, how do you mess up a concept like Assassin's Creed?
They found a way, that's for sure. I mean, come on. Michael Fassbender deserved better than this mess.
The whole thing felt rushed and convoluted. And don't even get me started on that weird, clunky Animus stuff.
The movie just couldn't capture the essence of the games. It's like they missed the mark on both the historical aspects and the modern-day storyline.
Yeah, we're all in agreement then. It's a D-tier movie.
Can we just get through this already? There's still a bunch of movies left to rank, and I'm running out of patience.
All right, team, let's pick up the pace. We've got a bunch more to rank, so let's do this lightning round style, starting with the Street Fighter movie.
Corny but harmless, C tier.
Agreed, C-tier.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. C tier for me as well.
Far Cry.
Hard F.
Legend of Chun-Li.
Just when I thought it couldn't get worse, F tier.
Absolutely, F-tier.
Yeah, F tier.
Silent Hill Revelation.
D tier. Didn't live up to the potential of the first one.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
It's not great, but it's got Angelina Jolie. D-tier.
Yeah, D tier seems fair.
I don't even care.
Need for Speed.
F tier. Not even a question.
And Kirby Fright to the Finish.
Wait, what? Why is that even on the list?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's just a DVD with the last few episodes of Kirby right back at yeah. But since it's here, let's stick it in C tier.
Ah, finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. The live-action Mario movie. You know, I had high hopes for this one, but boy, did it disappoint on every level. Let me break it down for you.
Chief, are you sure we need to go into that much detail?
Yeah, Chief, I've never seen you this worked up before.
I mean, the casting was all over the place. Mario and Luigi looked like they walked straight out of a Halloween store. And don't even get me started on Bowser Yoshi, and I don't even want to call whatever those things were Goombas. The plot made less sense than a grunt trying to do quantum physics. And let's not forget those cringe-worthy attempts at humor. I've seen more laughs in a Covenant interrogation chamber.
Chief, I think we get it. Maybe we don't need to go through every single detail.
Oh, I'm just getting started. The pacing was like a warthog with a flat tire, slow and painful. And the less said about the music, the better. I'd rather listen to the sound of a plasma grenade detonating next to my helmet.
Chief, I think you've made your point.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry for the rant, guys. But yeah, F tier for this abomination. It's like they took everything that made Mario great and flushed it down the nearest toilet.
I'm with you on this one, Chief. F tier, no doubt.
F-tier it is.
Well, that's unanimous. Let's wrap this up and never speak of this movie again. All right, guys, thanks for going through this tier list with me. Liara needs me for something important, so I'll catch you all later.
Shepard, I'm sure Liara's got something important for you. Like data analysis, right?
Chris, you're really pushing it. One more comment like that and Chief's gonna knock you out again.
You heard him, Chris.
Well, this has been interesting. Thanks for letting me crash your movie night, Shepard.
Yeah, it was surprisingly fun. And Drake, if you ever need backup in one of your adventures, just let me know.
Will do, Chief. Take care, guys.
All right, I'm out. Gotta find Leon and continue the Redfield legacy.
Just go, Chris. Thanks for putting up with all of this, Chief.
You know, it was surprisingly fun tearing apart those awful movies. Maybe we should do it again sometime.
We'll see. Anyway, take care, Chief, and tell Cortana I said hi.
Will do, Shepard. Have fun saving the galaxy.